What's up, everybody? It's Danny with Danny Thomas Fitness. I'm coming at you with an at-home body weight workout with some modifications a little bit today. It's from Athlean X. I'll leave a picture of the full workout, but I did some modifications just because some of the stuff I don't have access to. You may run into this as well. I'll get into the video. I hope you enjoy. Alright guys, these are the exercises I'm doing today that you can take a screenshot of. Do it. Alrighty guys, first work we got here out of the combos, the alt single leg box squats here. I'm just using my couch. You got something a little smaller, that'll work perfect too. It'll be more challenging for you as well. Basically want to keep your body, upright as possible by doing a squat, This is, challenging for your balance, definitely. I'm getting better at it, and you want to do this for a minute before we go into the next part of the combo, which is the 1.5 bottom out squats here. You just got to keep this up for a minute, pace yourself, try to do as best form as possible. It's harder than it looks, for sure. We're about to hit that minute mark and go into the 1.5 bottom out box, or bottom out squats, excuse me. Making sure my form's right, and we're getting right into it here. Notice that, I'm not letting my knees cave in. I'm making sure they stay nice and wide to activate the glutes even more. This is a glute, dominated exercise. You don't want to dominate with your quads. It means you're not, doing it right. Basically, if I had a chair there, I'd be sitting right on it, So it's pretty good form. I had to work on it for sure. And this will get you pretty gassed out once you hit the 45 seconds. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I was getting pretty gassed out. Sometimes it's kind of easy, though. I feel like I could definitely use a lot more weight, probably, just because it feels like I'm almost bouncing. I've done it with the barbell too, so the last thing we're doing here is the jump squats, and at this point it's going to kill your guys' legs. This was the third round I recorded of everything for me that I did. In the picture it says you can do 2 to 3 rounds, so it's up to you. So here we go. We got some jump squats. Basically, I keep my hands like that because if I had dumbbells, that's where I pretty much have my dumbbells at to do dumbbell jump squats as well too. Making sure, my knee isn't trying to go too in, keeping that glute activation. And then we're hitting the minute, and we're going to move on to our next section, which is the upper push. This is a total body at home workout, so we're hitting everything here. Alright, here we go with the upper push. The first exercise we do for a minute is a handstand push-up. You can do this standing, up a door if you're at that level. If you're not, you can do it like this, kind of like, it's almost like a pike push-up. It's a handstand one. You want to keep your back a little bit straighter. I'll fix it here. Not as rounded as mine here. I'll fix it. And kind of, keep your elbows in. Focus on using your shoulders. Definitely gets tough for sure doing it for a minute. And, we'll drop and we'll do the other exercise, which is going to be rotational push-ups, which is another different way to do push-ups to target your chest for sure. I'm just dripping sweat at this point. These are rotational push-ups now, the second activity that we have to do for a minute. basically want to rotate your torso as you're coming up out of that push-up. Puts more pressure on your pectorials, especially your upper pecs as well too. And it hits your fibers and your chest muscle, I like as well too. If during this exercise you do need to rest pause, you can as well too, but you want to, do it quickly and get back into it. The rest is minimal. You don't want to rest at all during any of these rounds until you've completed, the full list of exercises. And you can rest 1 minute after you do everything before you do everything again the next 2 to 3 times. Now the camera is angled weird, so it might look like I was crooked. Now the last exercise we do for a minute here are cobra push-ups. They are a tricep killer here. I can barely do them like that for so long. You still get a really good workout doing it on the knees if you position yourself right. You want to imagine yourself sneaking under a fence there. You can see the sweat glistening off me. It was killer. I was hating it. I was hoping it would end soon. It's brutal, guys. It is definitely brutal. But you gotta push through barriers even at home. You gotta make it sweat. Gotta get through it. The third section we got here is our posterior lower hinge. First exercise is our alt single leg heel touch squats that you do for a minute. If you can't, keep your balance, I can barely do it too here. You'll see me lose my balance a few times, but I'll redo the leg. You can actually position your foot, wide to whatever, side you're not using to balance on. Just barely kind of use the tip of your toes to keep your balance on that leg, and it'll still work and do the actual exercise correctly if you can't keep your balance. And if anything, watch Jeff Cavalier. He does, it for beginners as well too, to show you the beginner way to do it. You want to keep the pace, readjust if you need to, get good form as possible. And then the next thing we're going to go into is our actual alternating sprinter lunges here. And I'm not pushing off, I'm just touching the ground like I was about to get ready to sprint, at a finish line. Excuse me, that's dumb. At a starting line. But yeah, it's one of my favorite kind of exercises to do, actually. I feel like it's really good to get better at lunges and build your confidence up and doing lunges. And, keeping that forward kind of rotation gets it more, the posterior chains and quads as well too. And then right after this, we're going to do the same kind of thing, but it's going to be a plyo sprinter lunge. So pretty much we're going to just do it explosively, and it's a great way to burn and finish out your legs here. It's killer. Here we go. It's going to be tough. Now, it may kind of look easy, but it definitely is not. At 15 seconds, you're like, okay, I'm over this, I want to quit. But we all know we got to push through it, get them gains any way we can. But yeah, you can see the faces I will be making here. I start to make some ugly faces. I'm dying. It's brutal. This was my third round, but I'm powering through. And I got through, almost. Had to rest for about 5 seconds, maybe 6, and then get back to it the rest of the 10, 12 seconds I had. Alrighty, next sections are upper pull. First exercise is pull-ups for a minute. Definitely one exercise I can't do, constantly for a minute. I'm trying to work at it. Believe I got to 30 seconds here and I needed to take a break. About 25 maybe, but yeah, it's definitely tough. Listening to some lit music by Joyner Lucas. And back to it. Sorry for the glare and the angle. I have a pull-up bar. You'll see me take off here. Next exercise is a back widow. I did this one instead of the human pullovers for the upper pull part because I don't have anything like I can put my arms around that I won't move with my strength to do the human pullover. If you guys have something that's sturdy enough that you won't move with your strength, then definitely do it. Again, Jeff Cavalier over at Athlean will show you how to do the human pullover. And I'm also going to be, switching out, the inverted chin curl because I don't have like an actual bar to do that with. So the back widow, you're basically using your kind of triceps and arms to push you up, and you're contracting your lats and backs, and it works your deltoids in the back and all of your back. It lights it up pretty good, and I hold the contraction for 2 seconds as well, and I do it for a minute. Last exercise for the upper pull I did instead of the inverted chin curls was kind of like a banded chin curl that's still up there. It'd be like doing the same thing as an inverted chin curl if I had the bar. You can see my shadow. I'll be getting better at the angles during the week here. I had to put it higher, so I apologize. But you can kind of see my shadow. I have my arms higher, and I'm bringing my kind of hands basically to my head, almost kind of like a skull crusher bicep one. So it's definitely a good way to build and hit your biceps differently than normally. So if you have resistance bands, you can try to do this instead of the inverted chin curl. Or if you have a bar or maybe a strong broom that you can put between two chairs that are very sturdy or something like that. Figure it out. No excuses. Alright guys, so we got abs here. First exercise is the, reverse corkscrew. And it's a good way to hit the lower abs and obliques as well too. You want to make sure you're contracting them, moving slow as possible, so you're getting the full benefit of the ab exercise here. You're just doing it for a minute, and then we're going to go into the Black Widow knee slides. Showed that the other day on my Instagram and another channel video as well too, so you can check it out. It's getting to be one of my favorite ab exercises. It gets to be brutal, but I like it. It's definitely a killer for your abs. That's why I choose to do it pretty frequently. Alright, here are the Black Widow knee slides here. Basically, you're bringing your knees to your elbows and then sliding it up, not just kind of bringing it up. It'll make your back go up a little bit, which is good. You'll feel the burn in your contractions if you do it nice and slow and right. It's killer. It's hard to do. Definitely start incorporating this into your ab routines. I'm just getting a good sweat from this, some things may look kind of simple and easy, but I promise you it is not, Jeff makes it look easy than I do, if you watch his video doing some of these exercises as well too. But yeah, start somewhere, guys. Don't let being at home be an excuse from stopping you losing weight or getting gains. And then the last exercise you're going to see me do here for, some of the time here. Well, actually, not the last ab exercise, one of the last ones. I added one more, but this is just the levitation crunch here. You basically want to just move your upper body off the mat. You don't have to bring your head all the way down and hit the mat. If you don't actually, it puts greater tension on your abs. A lot of burn as well too. And again, if you guys need to rest and pause at any point, you can. Just try to make it brief and get back to it. Keep your heart rate up, which in turn will help you burn more calories. Alrighty guys, another exercise I added and modified into there was a starfish crunch here. Basically, you're kind of laying like a starfish and you do this movement. You bring one arm to the opposite leg, the other arm to the opposite leg. And I did that for just about 30 seconds after this, just to end everything. You don't have to do that each round. You could save it for the end. If you do like 3 rounds of this, you could do it on the 3rd round. Just to get some extra oblique work in there. Alrighty guys, last exercise we have here is the corrective one, which is the angels and devils. You want to do a glute contraction or raise your feet and kind of legs off the ground as high as possible and raise your torso a little bit as well. Basically keep it off the ground for the full minute, or if you can't, rest for a second and then do it again. It's definitely tough. This whole workout is definitely killer. I was sweating, a good amount, doing a lot of these exercises. I definitely challenge you guys to do it as well. So my review is I always love Jeff Cavalier's workouts. Check him out for sure. These body weight workouts he does for the total body can definitely keep you in shape. So look that over. Hit me up if you guys have any questions as well too. Don't let the gyms being closed be an excuse from stopping you hitting your goals, guys.